Hello and welcome. Today we are going to do a comparison video of the Lego Treehouse and the new Lego Cabin A-frame as well. Now both of these sets are Lego Ideas sets. The A-frame cabin is Lego set number 46 and this one I do believe is Lego Ideas number 26. So what we'll do as normal is we'll go through all the box artwork, we'll go through the different types of instruction manuals, but they are completely different. The Treehouse is one big chunky booklet with loads and loads of information at the start, if I do believe. And we have got two booklets for the A-frame, and then obviously they're both built, so we'll be able to have a look at those as well. But first thing first, we'll start off with the box artwork. So if you are going to try and backtrack this Lego Ideas set, it's set number 21318. It is absolutely enormous, just like the box as well, but it's also beautiful. Now, like I said, it is Lego set numbers idea number 26, if that helps. It's saying that there's botanical elements are made from different plants. A lot more of information regarding those in the instruction manual, so we'll have a good look at that when it's time. But you can see the detail on the front, absolutely stunning. And if you did not realize, it does actually come with all the autumn leaves as well, so you can change them out if you wanted to, from the green that is currently on the set when we have a look at it to all of these. But I have got these brand new in the box still, but that means when we get to the sort of leaf comparison, bear that in mind at the same time. Now the different amounts that it comes with is it comes with 35 of those, 55 of those, 35 of them, 55 of them, 3 of those, 2 of them, and 1 of those. So you are spoiled for choice with regards to the amount of different elements that you can come with. And obviously if you've got your own mocks and ideas, then you are living the dream. But that is what it looks like on the back. It looks completely different with two different colours. It's almost like you would want two of them, put them side by side, and you've got them sort of going through the different seasons and different changes. If you also didn't realise, it is also a modular, so the top will come off and the roofs will come off. Now, it's been a very, very long time since I've stripped all this down, but we will be having a good look on the inside, because it will be a full comparison to the A-frame internally, but you can see just some of the little bits and pieces that they've got in the pods just on that one. So now if I grab the A-frame box, just so you can see the difference with the sizing, you can see that it is much, much smaller, or this one's much, much bigger, whichever way you want to look at it. But this is saying it is only a 16 plus, obviously really bright, really vibrant artwork. And then we come down to the new sort of 18 plus range where they've gone for this very, very darker colour as well. To be fair, they both look very, very nice, but let us know which do you prefer. Do you prefer the really nice bright artwork, or do you prefer the much sort of polished darker? Now, with this one, this is set number 21338. It has 2082 pieces. On the other box, it doesn't actually give us the brick count on that one, so that might be a Google before I finish. But you can see all of the artwork on this is absolutely stunning. I know loads and loads of you are currently either building this or it's already been built. Some of you guys and girls have done some crazy things with regards to putting snow and everything on the roof as well, so it does look absolutely fantastic. Now, on the top of this one, it comes with all of the different minifigures, so it doesn't actually show you the elements and things that it come with. This has got some first time in the line pieces. Now, with this as well, again, the box artwork on the back, it is a modular, so it does mean that we can compare it hopefully nice and easy. But with this one, the sides rip off rather than the top. And then you have got some different elements with regards to the trees on there. And then you can, if you want to, take the top off completely and split off the sides. So that's something that we will be having a good look at the moment. But let me know who is winning with regards to the box artwork for this first sort of comparison challenge. So the box was round number 1, which means the instruction manuals are round number 2. Now these are completely different again with regards to the new A-frame is a double. That is just one big chunky booklet. Now I wonder what it would have looked like if they had used these really nice sort of watercolours on the front and the back of the box rather than it being the dark box. But they know more than me, so there must be a reason why. But I quite like these. I think they look very, very, very smart, very, very effective. But we will get to these in a second. Now this, I do, if I remember rightly, there is actually some quite important information within this. Now with regards to all of the Lego Ideas sets, you always have the meet the designer. You've always got like a nice little bit of a read up on there, and obviously you've got the website and things that you can go on to have a look at all the other bits and pieces. But this starts off to say everyone loves tree houses, and it just goes on to say why Lego are happy about the tree house. They always do sort of like the reasons why, but this is new for this booklet, I do believe. So I'll read this, which I don't think this is going to pick it up, but it says, during 2018, the Lego Group began making elements including trees, leaves and bushes from plant-based plastic produced using sustainable sourced sugarcanes. That is a lot of S's. These elements represent the first milestone in the LEGO Group's ambitious commitment to produce using sustainable materials by 2030. Now, the LEGO Ideas Treehouse uses over 180 elements in foliage of trees, making the set the largest collection of LEGO elements made from sustainable sources to date. So this was basically the kickoff of this kind of thing, which was what we are now getting, I do believe, in all of the Rivendell bits and pieces, and more than likely these as well. So this is sort of what kicked it all off. And yes, we will be having a good look at all of these put together at the end. Now, moving on. So the other nice thing with the Lego Ideas sets, you have Meet the Maker and Meet the Lego Designer. So on this side, we've got Meet Kevin. Kevin is the person behind the original Treehouse. And then you've got all of these different bits and pieces to do. But it says it took about 2 months or 300 hours to complete the model. And then very happy they obviously got the 10,000 votes. You do all of this on the obviously the Lego website, so you can vote for your Lego ideas. And then over on this side is actually the Lego Designer and what the original Treehouse used to look like, and they have changed it ever so slightly. It's not too far off the original, to be honest, so it'll be interesting to see what else we can see on that. But again, all about the Meet the Designer on this side, which is always really nice to see. This is when they were going through different colors on the back. The booklets change every single year. They always change the backing of this, so this was all sort of blue backs. So 1 to 2 is the base, and you have got a bit of a Technic shaft on the inside. 3 to 4 you then build sort of the bit of the stump. 5 to 6 we get a little bit more length, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 you add on the bits on the side. 13 you add the lids, and then 14, 15, 16 that's it basically complete. Then you have 3 different bags of just all of these bits and pieces. Now, if I remember rightly, one of the bags is actually the opposite colour, so we will get to that in a second. You can see where it starts with the minifigure, and then it is a big chunky booklet. So as per normal, how many steps are there? So that is step 888, 893. So there we are. So that is it. So you are at step 894, that is the last thing that you do, page 419, and then if you wanted to, it then lets you know that you can rotate the colours around if required, and then you have got some cool little hidden Easter eggs within this display as well if you want to hunt them down. But it carries on. So that's all the pieces as per normal. Any other sets related to? So this is just the older Lego Ideas. So did you pick any of these up? I've got the Flintstones. That I thought was very impressive, but I never picked it up. And Steamboat Willie was about. I've seen that at the Lego house, but again, I did not pick that one up. So that is what that booklet looks like. You can see just how different it is. Whereas this is actually done in a way that you could potentially make it with 2 of you. So one of you can make one bit, one of you can make the other. So we'll go over this just as a comparison. So again, kind of, well, I'd say kind of, the actual paper quality is unbelievably different putting these two together. I know paper is extremely expensive at the moment, and it is in sort of supply and demand, but this has only been built once and it's already sort of creasing and it doesn't matter, does it? But you've just got that sort of thing of it will tear. So if you can hear that, whereas on this one they've got that more, it's much tougher finish, and it's just a little bit more shiny paper. So it's quite actually interesting putting these two side by side. But forget the paper quality, put that to one side at the moment. It affects the set in no way whatsoever, because the set is absolutely stunning. Again, they have got a very similar thing, but on this it says about, whereas this one was the Treehouse, this is all about the A-frame and what they're doing behind the A-frame. And then again, just like what this one was, you got the Meet the Fan Designer, and then it gives you a little bit of an insight of what it would have looked like, and then what he actually did design. So this is actually split over the 2 pages, and then the next bit will be the team. So whereas that one is a Lego Designer, I think we've got designers on this one, so it looks like it's slightly different with regards to how many of the people worked on it. It does look like it was just the one guy and they just sort of kind of worked hand in hand. I think that was the same with the Lego Ideas fishing store as well. That one, funny enough, I think that was on a one-to-one level. But so there's a good team behind this one, and again, it looks fantastic. Bag 1 to 4 is this little bit, and then 5, 6, 7 is where you add on that bit on the side, and that is that. So one of you could build all of this. Moving all the way through and to the back, you've then got all the parts as per normal. Lots and lots of them. And before you go into book number 2, there's 143 pages, and that is what you are finished with. And then you carry on to this side. So again, exactly the same sort of paper. I don't know why, maybe that one's just because it's a little bit thicker and it's struggling a little bit on the side. I'm not too sure why that one's done that one. This one hasn't, and that one has. It's got a different binder on the side actually. So you can see that that's got a, I don't know if it's where the glue is, whereas this one's just sort of more of a this one's stapled, and that one might be glued. So that is That one's not liking that whatsoever, and that one is absolutely fine. So there we go. So three completely different types of instruction manuals. I was not expecting that. And again, love the artwork on the front. Even though the paper quality is absolutely fine. Maybe it's not the paper quality. Maybe it is just because where it's getting pulled on the inside. That's probably potentially what it is. And then all the way through to the end. So it's 103 pages for this one. And now we have got a couple of different ways to display it now, which I think is where we're going to go to straight away, actually. So where does it finish? 95, 97. So all of these are the different trees, as you can see. You've got lots and lots of different options with regards to the trees. Are these cool things? So you can see just how nice they look. You've got lovely, lovely red. And then you've got the opposite one here with all of the green and all of the yellow. So they're both very, very effective looking things. Now you have got options and you've got choices, because what we're looking at now is this bit in the instruction manual. That bit obviously goes on the left-hand side of the A-frame. That bit goes on the right-hand side of the A-frame. Simple enough. You can display them completely separately. They have got the pinholes at the bottom, so you can clip them in, a bit like all the modular systems. You can clip them into whatever it is that you wanted to do. Potentially, you might actually be able to clip them into a modular. I don't really think that would work, but I don't see why, if I've got the Harry Potter one just beside me, I don't see why you couldn't just try. The holes, no, the holes are just won't quite line up on the Harry Potter one. It's just a little bit too narrow. But on a main modular, it might. Now the reason why I'm looking at this and going over this is because you have got some other bits and pieces that you can do. So you've got the massive canoe that it comes with. This thing is absolutely enormous. You can fit a good couple of minifigures in there. But then it gives you options of which way to display it. So again, that is exactly the same as that. But you can clip them together as well if you wanted to. So if you end up clipping them together, it will then look like that. So straight away you get a really nice effective looking piece, and it comes all the way up, and you've got the three different tiers, nice three colours, and again you've just got the niceness of everything, because it all connects through. There's no gaps, there's nothing horrible. You can then obviously create some more water to come around and go through, or you can split it up and hide it and do whatever it is you want to do. Now, before we start comparing the actual main buildings, let's carry on with the trees. That is what it looks like by itself. I think it makes a massive difference the second you get that anywhere near it. I think it looks much, much nicer with it there. So you can either have it right at the back, and again, that was how it was pictured. So you can have that at the front if you wanted to. You can pop it into the side. You can mix and match it up depending on what it is that you want to do for photos. But I think without this, I think it looks a little bit bare without it. Now moving on to the treehouse, slightly different ways of changing it. You can bend all the bits and pieces at the top, so you can see that they are sort of on more of a ratchet bit. So you can click them up and then push them down. So you can mix and match how it is you want to do with that. And obviously you can move these around as long as you're careful. And you can pick and choose how much you want to say have hanging off the side. So you can have them clipped off onto that bit if you want to. But you do get all of these. So these are all brand new in the packet still. I've got them out of storage as such. Now I am going to be using these straight away in the display that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to keep these out to the one side. So that is the two things with that with regards to the different kind of leaves. You get loads and loads, and you are very, very much spoilt for choice. Now let's get this open and have a look at the inside. If we take the top off this and you come down with me, you should now be able to see actually just how easily these pieces move. So this bit up here, all of these bits at the top, they all come up and they just hold up at the top on their little clicks, and you can then mix and match and do whatever it is that you want to do with regards to that. So these all come up, they're strong enough because I try and push it down, it just goes down, and you can see that middle bit is obviously where we've just pulled it from, and then we've got these bits and pieces that we can pull off and take off. Now they are extremely sturdy, you can see how well built these things are, and on the inside there are loads and loads of details. So on the inside of this one you can see you've got the double bunk beds, you've got all the paddles, you've got all sorts of different bits and pieces. But the nice thing is, if you wanted to take photos, obviously you can have the minifigure if you want to coming through the door, and then you can get in there and do all sorts of different bits and pieces within. So it's big enough to fit minifigures in if you wanted to. If I use one for an example, they should happily just fit on the bed, and you still be able to put the roof on. Obviously you put the minifigure's arms down, and then again if you wanted the minifigure just launched in there and stood up, plenty of space to do whatever it is that you want to do and do your own sort of dioramas. Now each one of these are completely different. So we get the other tops off, and then we can have a look at the others. So this one, different room, got a nice little shower area, you've got a little toilet, you've got the hairbrush, nice little sink. Colours are very, very clever within this, obviously, because it is a tree house, so it is a livable space. But how you get from one area to the other is you go over the bridge. So not only do you have the door that you come out of, you've then got the walkway all the way through. Come over to this bit, and then you have the ensuite shower, shall we say. So this is connected as one piece. And then on this side, which is the third pod, shall we say, different with the stairs. So with this one, you have to come up the stairs, wrapping round, and you've got the door again on the front of this one, and then you've just got a single standalone room which is full of all sorts of different little Easter eggs, loads of detail. So you've got double bed, binoculars, lights, flowers, wardrobe, cupboards, clock. Ship on a bottle on that one, and then you're not really supposed to, but you could if you wanted to walk around a little bit on the edge, but it's not designed for you to jump over from the one side to the other. And again, nice little touch. On the back here you have the barrel that would fill up with water to supply the actual shower, and then on the inside of that you do have some water elements on the inside, so you can see them just up there, and then you've got that all coming through at the bottom. So this is full of all sorts of detail on this one. Back to the A-frame. Now this actually comes off completely differently. It just hooks off. Nice and simple, super, super sturdy. It's a nice solid piece. You can knock that about and it's not going to do any damage whatsoever. So it's not going to fall off, but the detail on the inside, again, looks very, very smart. Now this is obviously a modular, so this top bit will come off, so we will have a better look at the bottom in a second. But you can see just how effective it is. Hidden spider there up at the top. And then you've just got some nice little details. So if you want to take some nice photos, just side on, or have it displayed on the side with one piece open. If you've done it that way, then obviously please do let me know. But you can see just how easy this bit comes off. Nice and simple. It's built exactly the same way, so you can build them both at the same time. And then you can come around. Nice detail on the front door. The frame's all nice and sturdy. It's a better look at that spider. And then bed underneath this. This should, he says, just pop straight off. Nice and easy. And then that is all the detail that you've got. So that is the overhead view, obviously. And then you've got plenty of stud space inside. So if you obviously want to mock it up anymore, you can do, but you can stand the minifigures up lovely and easy. That is supposed to be on the outside. That's actually the generator to this bit here. So ignore that. That actually goes round the back. This does have a lot of detail on the back. That pipe, for example, all the way through to the roof on the outside. You've got a really nice wood burner, which is just here. And you've got all the, obviously, the logs and everything, and you've got some really, really nice detail within. So that's picking up on the camera, and obviously that then links us back to the trees over on that side, because it does have all the wooden elements. But you can just see just how smart this thing looks. Now, they do look both absolutely fantastic. This is what it looks like all stripped. Now, another nice little touch is that on this side, they are slightly different types of roofing. You've got the green, obviously red, and the more of a tan. It lets you know which piece it's supposed to go on at the top, because you've got the three different bits up there. So really, with how modular these are, you're going to be spoiled for choice with regards to photographs and things. Obviously on that one, it's very much you have to take them from the top or go through the door, whereas on this side, you can either go through either side like we've seen, and it'd just be slightly easier maybe coming from the side, but then you've got to make your decision if you're going to keep either panel on. Now, how easy are these going to be to put back together? So as I've got the camera directly in front of this, we'll put this one on first. So that will just clip, he says, straight on, just like that, nice and simple. And then I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest, which panel goes on which side. So that should just hook straight on like so. I'm doing this full arm reach, so it's probably not the best idea to do it this way. And then that one just goes straight on that side, and that is it. So that is done. As simple as that. That's all put back together. And then obviously we didn't clip the trees off, but they would then slot back in if they wanted to. Now this should be fun. I think this might be a little bit more difficult to put back together, but if I smash anything, it's going to go smash. So does that go across, or does that go over on this side? Does it go that way? So that slots in on there, and then you can also just push the roof down. So the colours rest in on the slots, and then the green goes over, which is making sure that you've got the elements the right way. So that's absolutely fine. This bit might be the tricky bit. I needed two hands for that. So what I've done is I've actually raised all of the leaves up, which now means I should just be able to slot them back on, which I have done, so that is now straight back on. That's super sturdy, and now all we can do is just basically get them to whatever shape we would like them to be. Now that is the first time on this video we actually now have them side by side. Now with the treehouse, obviously you can see there's lots of different ways you can display it, because you've got the steps, you've got all of the other detail on the base of this, which we'll go over now. So external detail of both were spoilt for choice as well. We come down, we've got lots and lots of water. You've got a nice little fire on this one. I've literally just knocked the piece off here. There was actually a T-piece that went over and it's just fallen off, and I cannot see where it's gone. So ignore that bit, there should be a piece there. Water looks really, really nice. So again, you can have some different bits and pieces going on. You've got all of the other elements on there. Yes, that is a actual swing. And then you have got a little bit of detail on there. So it says Build Your Dreams KF. And then wrapping it around and looping it through, you've got all the other little bits and pieces, because this treehouse also does have like a little crane element as well, which this bit here actually then comes onto this bit over here. And then the crane will dangle down, and then you can pick supplies up and down off from the water if you wanted to. So that is easy enough. So you can have this in the middle of nowhere if you wanted to. And again, that's the stairs that we follow through. And then you've got a nice little bit of detail with the bird and everything like that. So lots and lots of nice little bits on here. You can obviously get some photos taken if you wanted all the minifigures sat on the chairs. With regards to the detail on the outside of this one, you've got some nice elements with regards to this chair. You've got the actual like whips that wrap round to actually give the arms on the chair. You've got a little egg going on in the frying pan. You've got the light, you've got the mugs, and then you've got some little bits and pieces on the outside with the squirrel as well. So completely different. Obviously the colour scheme is completely different as well. And on the back, don't forget you've got that Octan Easter egg that is supposed to sit just here. It's only because I'm going to lose it, because it doesn't clip into anything. You've got all the power generators, and then coming through, you've got make it as you will with regards to what potentially looks like a toilet paper, maybe supposed to be a shower facility, and a shovel. So I'm not too sure if that is supposed to be a shower, because it doesn't have anything in. So we could make that as an outdoor shower element. Let me know what you've done with yours. Let me know if it's supposed to be a light, whatever you think that is supposed to be. But with this one, obviously you've got the option of it being modular, so you can click the pins in and do whatever it is that you want to do with this one. And on this one, obviously it is standalone. Now with regards to the size of the base, this thing is absolutely massive, and it's a bit of an awkward shape. So if you are trying to display it with lots of other sets, the easiest thing to do is just then make a display around it. So either add some more water or a path and everything to almost try and square it off. Now with regarding to the A-frame cabin, when you've actually added the trees and everything around it, that also becomes a little bit of an odd shape as well. So if we stand up and pan over, you can see how it curves around on the right hand side, and then you've got the little sort of the wood shack on the bottom left just here on the inside. So that's always a really, really nice looking thing. But I think them both side by side, I think they look absolutely fantastic. With regards to minifigures, I just used the box artwork just because it'd be quicker. Now that's a bit that I actually knocked off. That's the element that's on that to warm up the water. This one's obviously more of a family base, because you've got the bunk beds in the one side and you've got the double bed on the other. So you've got the two down at the bottom, and then as you come up and wrap round, you've got the nice freckled face on there, and then you've got the nice torso print and the hair piece on this one. And then with regards to the minifigures that are just thrown over here, you've got those two minifigures here, which again have nice prints on. They've got nice little bits and pieces on the artwork, nice pink sleeves and everything. And again, you've got the nice hair piece, and then that is also another nice sort of print for the figure, nice little moustache and the backpack on the back. But these are the 4 minifigures that you get from this set. But for the final effect with them both side by side, I think you can make a very, very nice looking display with either tiling all the bits and pieces around the bottom, or just adding some water and everything like that. I think they complement each other very, very nicely, but again, individually, I think they look absolutely fantastic as well. But in the comments below, guys, let me know which ones you prefer. Let me know which ones you've got. Let me know if you want to either try and now get either of them because of this video. If you did like this sort of comparison, which is the first ever one that I've done as a proper comparison, let me know, and I will try and do some more of them. If it's not your cup of tea, then obviously I won't bother. But guys, as always, if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Ta-da.